Anatomy is rolling out its 19th season with some big news for fans. Ellen Pompeo is officially leaving the show. The longest-running primetime medical drama of all time has survived multiple cast reshuffles over the years, while continuing to be the top scripted series on ABC. Yet Grey's beloved main star has remained a permanent fixture for 17 years until now. Pompeo has been very vocal about battles over her salary in the past, and now she's finally saying goodbye to the show. So what exactly went down? All about the money. It's interesting to note that Pompeo actually got into Grey's Anatomy in the first place because of money. Her performance in the 2002 film Moonlight Mile had won her rave reviews, but it hadn't led to the glittering movie career she was hoping for. And in 2004, according to The Hollywood Reporter, Pompeo was running out of cash. Then she received the script for Grey's Anatomy, taking a chance. At first, Pompeo wasn't interested. I was like, I'm not going to be stuck on a medical show for 5 years, she told The Hollywood Reporter. Are you out of your mind? I'm an actress. But her agent convinced her to go for the pilot episode because, if nothing else, she would at least be able to earn some money. And her decision proved to be a very, very good one financially speaking. The drama behind the scenes. But despite the show itself constantly celebrating women's achievements, it seemed that the same wasn't always the case behind the scenes. In fact, the show's production was often a hotbed of drama. For instance, in 2010, after 2 years of reported tensions, actress Katherine Heigl left the show. Pompeo later spoke about the reasons for Heigl's decision, and it's perhaps not surprising that money was involved. Offered a bigger paycheck. You could understand why she wanted to go, Pompeo told the New York Post in October 2013. When you're offered $12 million a movie and you're only 26. But Katie's problem is that she should not have renewed her contract. She re-upped, took a big raise, and then tried to get off the show. So, it seemed that even in the show's earliest days, Pompeo was thinking about money. But this wasn't the half of it. Gender pay gap. Grey's Anatomy would soon find itself with a very large problem, the gender pay gap. This has been an issue for a long time in Hollywood and the world at large. But in recent years, people have become more willing to discuss their paychecks, and it's become a major talking point. And Pompeo knew that she was being paid less than her co-star Patrick Dempsey, even though she was playing the main character, getting what she deserves. Come 2018, then Ellen Pompeo decided to speak out about her experiences in getting her deals. It turned out that there had been even more going on among the Grey's Anatomy actors than anyone had suspected. She claimed the producers of the show had in fact pitted Pompeo against Dempsey so that they wouldn't have to pay her as much, closing the gap. Pompeo spoke about this and other pay gap-related matters in a January 2018 interview with The Hollywood Reporter. They could always use Dempsey as leverage against me. We don't need you. We have Patrick, which they did for years. I don't know if they also did that to him, because he and I never discussed our deals, she said. There were many times where I reached out about joining together to negotiate, but he was never interested in that. A defining moment. Pompeo said that Dempsey leaving the show, his character was killed off in 2015, was a defining moment for her. At one point I asked for $5,000 more than him just on principle, because the show is Grey's Anatomy and I'm Meredith Grey. They wouldn't give it to me, Pompeo admitted. And I could have walked away, so why didn't I? It's my show, I'm the number one. I'm sure I felt what a lot of these other actresses feel. Why should I walk away from a great part because of a guy? Getting another man. And to add insult to injury for Pompeo, the powers that be immediately tried to give her character another love interest. They're calling me, going, "What do you think of this guy? What do you think of this guy?" I couldn't believe how fast the studio and the network felt like they had to get a penis in there, she told The Hollywood Reporter, asking for more. Pompeo eventually went to Grey's creator, Shonda Rhimes, and asked for more money, as well as more influence over the show's direction. Grey's has generated nearly $3 billion for Disney, she explained. When your face and your voice have been part of something that's generated $3 billion for one of the biggest corporations in the world, you start to feel like, okay, maybe I do deserve a piece of this. Shonda in power. In the Hollywood Reporter interview, Pompeo credited Rhimes for being generous with her power. She said, in Shonda finding her power and becoming more comfortable with her power, she has empowered me. And that took her a while to get to, too. It was part of her evolution. It's also why our relationship is so special. I was always loyal to her, and she responds well to loyalty, but Pompeo still had plenty to negotiate. Pompeo explained, what happened is that I went to Shonda and I said, if you're moving on to Netflix and you want the show to go down, I'm cool with that. But if you want it to continue, I need to be incentivized. I need to feel empowered and to feel ownership of this show. And she was like, I absolutely want to keep the show going. It's the mothership, so let's find a way to make you happy. What do you want? A moral dilemma. The only thing holding Pompeo back at this point was herself. Maybe it's my Irish Catholic upbringing, but you never want to be perceived as too greedy, Pompeo said. Or maybe it's just that as women, that's our problem. A guy wouldn't have any problem asking for $600,000 an episode. And as women, we're like, oh, can I ask for that? Is that okay? Call Shonda and say, am I being greedy? But she soon got over that. Not too greedy. What I said to Shonda is the truth. I don't get to do anything else, and that's frustrating for me creatively. I make 24 episodes of TV a year, and as part of this deal I cannot appear anywhere else. And directing is cool, but, to be honest, it just takes me away from my kids, Pompeo explained. Then I said, so, it's got to be a ton of money. And it has to help me with my producing, because producing is something I really enjoy. That's my creativity now. Becoming a producer. Well, the second part of that negotiation was very important too. Acting to me is boring, Pompeo said. An actor is the least powerful person on set, so I don't care about chasing roles. Plus, at my age, it's pretty unrealistic. Not that I can't do a cool cable thing, but I'm not going to have this whole second life as a movie star. So it was the money or nothing. A new deal. And Rhimes agreed with her, so a new contract was drawn up. Pompeo would from that point earn $575,000 per episode, over $20 million a year, plus several bonuses that also stretched into the millions. In addition, she would receive a producer credit on Grey's Anatomy and a co-executive producer credit on its spin-off. All that made her the highest-paid woman on television, but not without a fight. Speaking out. Pompeo hoped that by speaking to the media about her fight for equal pay, other women would be inspired to do the same. I've chosen to financially empower myself so that I never have to be ducking predators and chasing trophies, she said. But she did warn, it's not for everyone. You have to be more interested in business than you are in acting, and there was another upside to her victory. Women in charge. My 8-year-old daughter gets to come here and see fierce females in charge, Pompeo explained. She loves to sit in the director's chair with the headphones on yelling action, and she's growing up in an environment where she's completely comfortable with power. I don't know any other environment in Hollywood where I could provide that for her. But it seems things have now changed again. A new chapter. Pompeo has devoted a large portion of her life to Grey's Anatomy, and she certainly seemed to be feeling re-energized after her 2018 deal. I'm 48 now, she told The Hollywood Reporter, so I've finally gotten to the place where I'm okay asking for what I deserve. But 4 years later, Pompeo was looking to take on a new challenge, reducing her role. According to Deadline, the Grey's Anatomy showrunner Krista Vernoff learned in 2021 that Pompeo wanted to take a step back from her starring role. She has so many projects in development, as a producer, Vernoff said. And she's really excited to spread her wings, and we want to support her in that, but Pompeo isn't completely absent from season 19. Limited episodes. Pompeo actually only appears in 8 episodes of the latest season, but she will continue to do the voiceover for each installment. Grey's is still going to be just fine without me, the actor told Deadline. And I'll be back at Grey's for the finale. and we'll see if we can keep it going, but is that even going to be possible without the main star? Moving on. Anne. I'm going to always be a part of that show. I'm an exec producer on that show, Pompeo said. I've spent 2 decades of my career on that show. It's my heart and soul, and I'll never truly be gone as long as that show's on the air. But now it seems Meredith Grey is finally ready to say goodbye to Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital. A sweet goodbye. Grey's fans were in for a big surprise after it became clear that the show's fall finale marked Meredith's final episode, and Pompeo took to Instagram to share a touching goodbye post. I am eternally grateful and humbled by the love and support you have all shown me, Meredith Grey and the show for 19 seasons, she wrote. Through it all, none of it would have been possible without the best fans in the world. You all are riders, and you all have made the ride so fun and iconic. I love you madly and appreciate you right back. Well, Grey's fans, it's the end of an era. New blood. Showrunner Krista Vernoff told Deadline, I think that this show has legs. I think that Ellen is extraordinary, and she's been an extraordinary center of this show for a really long time. And if her career takes her in another direction, I believe that we've got a show here with a lot of amazing characters that our fans love, and this new class of interns is really exciting, and Pompeo agrees. Keeping it fresh. We're really trying to set up the next generation, the actor explained. I'm really excited for them. They're really great actors. They're really excited to be there, and they're excited to tell these stories. It helps all of us who have been there since the beginning. It helps keep it new and fresh, so we're really grateful to them. Although Pompeo had previously expressed a desire to see Grey's come to a close. Time to say goodbye. I've been trying to focus on convincing everybody that it should end, she told Insider in 2021. I feel like I'm the super naive one who keeps saying, but what's the story going to be? What story are we going to tell, she continued. And everyone's like, who cares, Ellen? It makes $1 gazillion. It's unusual to hear an actor talk so candidly in public, but it's not surprising that Pompeo does it. After all, she has a history of speaking out. Dempsey's exit. When the character Derek Shepherd died in 2015, for example, it came before Dempsey's contract had ended. And ever since then, rumors have spread about why the actor left the show. And Pompeo would make a surprising admission about Dempsey's exit during an appearance on Red Table Talk in December 2018. Pompeo and Dempsey were close. Off camera, of course, Pompeo and Dempsey seemed to be pretty close according to the latter, at least. In 2012, Dempsey told TV Line that he and his screen wife were actually like a married couple at this point. He added, "We've been together for 9 years. We've gone through everything. Having fun." Of his relationship with Pompeo, Dempsey continued, "We have a lot of fun. You go through all the emotions because you're spending a lot of time together. There are days when you go, oh, okay, you're obviously in a bad mood. I'll come back in about 10 minutes, and then you get on with it, working well." Dempsey had at that point signed on for another 2 years of Grey's Anatomy. And when TV Line asked him why, he answered, "Everybody's working really well together. The scheduling is working out this year, and it's still amazingly popular. I had a long time where I wasn't working. I was struggling. So why not?" Hurt feelings. Meanwhile, in October 2013, Pompeo gave a revealing interview to the New York Post about how she'd weathered the various Grey's Anatomy behind-the-scenes scandals. The actress explained, hurt feelings, combined with instant success and huge paychecks, started things spinning out of control. More drama. Pompeo continued, "The crazier things got. As I watched all the tumult with Isaiah and then the Katie Heigl thing, I started to focus on the work. Maybe it is my Boston, blue-collar upbringing. I just tried to not pay attention to all the noise around me. But sadly for those involved, there would be yet more drama to come." Leaving. Dempsey spoke in the same interview about his character and his future on the show. He divulged, "Of course I have thought about leaving. It's always at the end of the season, When you are tired of having no control over your schedule, and when you can't see the forest for the trees to know how fortunate you are. Keeping quiet. And when Dempsey did actually leave the show, plenty of people wanted to know why Shepherd was no more, but Dempsey kept quiet about the exact reason. The actor told Entertainment Weekly in 2015, "Things happened very quickly. We were like, oh, this is where it's going to go. I think it will be very shocking for fans, the way it happens. It's really going to be powerful." Not a lot of discussion. Yet although Dempsey was diplomatic enough in the interview, there seemed to be something left unsaid. Regarding Shepherd's death, the actor merely claimed that there hadn't been a lot of discussion about it. Then, finally, he trailed off and told the interviewer that the rest was a question for Shonda. Uncharted territory. And Rhimes, for her part, did talk to Entertainment Weekly about Dempsey's departure. In a statement she revealed, for example, that she had never imagined saying goodbye to his character. The showrunner added, "None of us here at Grey's Anatomy imagined any of the many journeys this show has taken us on. Now, Meredith and I are about to enter uncharted territory as we head into this new chapter of her life. Patrick has been acting like a diva." But rumors circulated that nothing involving Dempsey's departure was as calm as it appeared. Before Shepherd was killed off, an anonymous source told Page 6, "Patrick has been acting like a diva and has clashed with Shonda. She suspended him for a while, and the word on set is that he isn't coming back full-time. Troublesome talent." Paul. The anonymous insider added, "Given all the past problems with Katherine Heigl and Isaiah Washington, there is little tolerance on the show for troublesome talent." Page 6 did a little investigating of its own before publishing the comments, though, and a representative for Dempsey told the website that the story was not true. Rumors swirling. Meanwhile, Radar Online would similarly elaborate on the rumors. According to another anonymous show source, Dempsey had embarked on a relationship with a member of staff on the show, and this liaison had ultimately soured things on set. The individual alleged Patrick's affair with the staffer on the show began last August. Messy and emotional set. The Radar Online source added, "The relationship got very messy and emotional on set and became a huge liability. Patrick would remain in his trailer after hooking up with the staffer on set and refused to come out. He had also been complaining about the storyline of his character and felt he wasn't getting enough screen time. Fired." And while the insider claimed that the staff member had ended up being moved, this apparently didn't help matters much. They alleged there were lingering feelings of anger towards Patrick, and it was only getting worse. This is when he began showing up late and not remembering lines. Shonda had no other choice but to fire him. A spokesperson for Dempsey rebuffed the claims, though, calling the whole story absurd. Red table talk. But was the same thing true from Pompeo's side? Well, in December 2018, the actress appeared on the Facebook Watch show Red Table Talk and made a surprising revelation, and it emerged that while Grey may have loved Shepherd, Pompeo hadn't seen Dempsey since he had left the show 3 years prior. Not spoken. Yes, Pompeo told host Jada Pinkett Smith that she and Dempsey hadn't spoken since he left the show nonetheless. She did quickly add that this state of affairs hadn't arisen out of any kind of malice or dislike towards her fellow celebrity. The star said, "I have no hard feelings toward Dempsey. He's a wonderful actor, and we made the best TV you can make together. No hard feelings." Pompeo went on, saying of her former co-star, "That's a talented man right there. Dempsey did 11 amazing years. Typically, when people leave the show, they need to sort of find themselves and who they are without the show, because it takes up so much of your life. You need that time to figure out who you are without the show. So we have not spoken, but I will always have a place in my heart for Patrick." Working through her feelings. That last revelation may provide some solace to fans of Grey and Shepherd. Yet after Pompeo sat down to shoot Red Table Talk, she gave an interview in which she was fairly blunt about how much or how little she actually enjoyed making Grey's Anatomy. Getting off the bus. Talking to Taraji P. Henson for Variety in June 2019, Pompeo said, "It's funny, I never wanted off the bus in the year that I could get off. The first 10 years we had serious culture issues, very bad behavior, and a really toxic work environment. Turning it around." It was only after the 10th season, Pompeo revealed, that things started to change. Dempsey, remember, had left in season 11. Pompeo explained